All right, so we just spoke with the governor's office, and we are going to help on the ground with the tornado victims today. All right, so let's talk to the radio audience about what we are going to do to help. Would you please put your hands in the back of the wheelchair? All right, so what would you recommend that we can do to help if there is a FEMA tent? That is what we were told to look for, a FEMA tent. My partner has worked for Habitat for Humanity for many years as a volunteer, and so is at least familiar with the building aspect. I'm more familiar with the paperwork and the outreach aspect, and marketing, online stuff. That's my type of area of expertise. So you talk about what needs to be built for these people, and I will talk about the marketing aspect. We will simply record, and we will give this recording to her staff in person in a few moments. What do you think needs to be built for these 20 families that have lost their homes?
Well, the major problem is rebuilding their houses. The even more major problem is clearing out the space, reconciling any forgotten or lost artifacts, returning them back to the owners, and then making a comprehensive plan to get them rehoused. Either in this location or another if they choose to change locations for various reasons. Now, generally with this kind of thing, the first thing you want to do is figure out who to talk to, and then figure out what the most urgent thing is. In this case, at least a week later. So, the typical protocol at that point is making sure people have food, making sure people have water, making sure that there's going to be a lot of removal of debris.
Yep. So removal of debris. There's also another important aspect that you have not mentioned yet, okay? Another important aspect is that in any emergency situation similar to this, such as Hurricane Katrina in particular, and especially in poor areas of the country, such as Little Rock, Arkansas, there is always a problem with looting. So, what are some examples of ways that this could be prevented?
One moment, pay attention.
I am paying attention, thank you.
That is unacceptable.
Yes, we just went over a very large bump in front of the Arkansas Educational Association. How unfortunate that the Arkansas Education Association and the Arkansas Education Association Federal Credit Union cannot be bothered to fix their sidewalk for their disabled clients, because there are many school teachers who use nothing but a wheelchair. Many of them. And they could not visit their association. Now, how can looting and rioting and stealing be prevented at a disaster site?
Vigilance and just don't do it?
So, first, it is important to tell the public not to do it, because many people might get the wrong idea, okay? They might show up in person and say, oh, well, there's a diamond ring on the ground. I guess that's mine now. So, obviously, the first step is to tell people not to do it. The second step is to ask for security volunteers. So this would be, for example, people from the police department who might be off-duty, retired police officers, that kind of thing, because this is not a intensive security job. This is basically just sitting around the area and watching for people doing this stuff. So that is another aspect of the emergency response that needs to be coordinated. Third, the people need to understand what their civil rights are, because their civil rights, unfortunately, do not include housing yet, until we change it. But currently, their civil rights include, quote, from the Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, Ms. Sanders is very, very well following the Constitution by helping these people have the right to life, the right to liberty, and the right to happiness, because I'm sure these people are very unhappy that their houses were blown away in a tornado.
Well,
keep in mind that you will need to be nearby to the recording to be able to be heard. So let me keep talking for a moment while you work on that. Okay, so we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, hopefully we will be with the mayor of Arkansas. Sorry, the governor of Arkansas, I mean to say. All right, stay tuned, my friends.